Kinda gloomy out this morning. Looks like we're gonna have some precip slide through what's otherwise a pretty nice fall week. We have very normal fall week going on right now. For us here in Wells, at least, pretty stable temperatures, pretty normal. Got a little warm yesterday, but I warned you that the ridging would do that, and now the door is gonna get shut. But not really, not slammed, just little event move through. And then the big story comes this weekend when we might actually get some real deal snow into BC. Let's talk about it all. Let's go. There it is.
This is bad news. My God.
Falling out right now. Anything could happen.
Get on! Wow.
I'll watch the video later. Okay, I'm going to try to make this forecast while the dog and the cat are playing here. They're running around this way and scurrying that way and go this way and go that way really fast and going that way. Anyways, hit like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Joey Only Caribbean Weather Dude YouTube channel. Gonna keep trying to crank out weather videos for you. Yeah, life's difficult and sad and weird. Let's talk about the weather instead. Any all support is appreciated here in the channel because I've been fighting to kind of rebuild my brand on Facebook. My advertising campaign and strategy is broken, and it means I'm not getting the views consistently here, which means I'm not getting the ad revenue, which means I've just been really struggling to kind of get this channel, keep this channel afloat after a very successful and productive summer, but that had me believing that we can do this here. We can do this here. I had 2 good months where I made more than what I need to survive on, and I don't need a whole lot, honestly. My life is set up here. I own my house. My life's set up in a way that I don't need a lot to get by. I don't need a lot of company. I don't need a lot of people. I don't need a lot of money. I get by here the best I can. But I need a little. I need a little of those things. Okay. We did have a new temperature record set yesterday in Puncie, 23.4, Puncie of all places. But yeah, it was like 5 degrees in the morning. It was cold here. It was crappy. And oof. Suddenly the sun came out in the afternoon and it was friggin' glorious. Just loved it. Went out and got a little bit of work done yesterday afternoon. Going to go do the same thing as soon as I put this video today. Go out there, cut some firewood, setting new records in New Brunswick. Up to 30 Celsius in Fredericton. It's fucking October, people. 31 in Kuchabugiak. 31.1. 30.8 in Miramichi. 30.4 in Moncton, 30.6 in St. Stephen. This is nuts. It's nuts, folks. I don't know what to say anymore. I'm trying to tell you that there's climate change going on. It's 30 fucking degrees in Nova Scotia in October. They struggle to hit 30 in the summer because of the moderating influence of the ocean. It's not unlike Vancouver there. If Vancouver was getting 30 degrees Celsius temperatures right now, you'd be freaking out. I would be at least. I'd be saying this is nuts. 30 in October in Vancouver doesn't make sense. It's not a place that's supposed to spend a lot of its year in 30. You don't go to Halifax to bask in 30 degree. If you want that, you go to Ontario. If you want that, you go to Medicine Hat. If you want that, you go to Kamloops, where 30 to 34 degrees is fairly common, which is, you call that a normal hot day for there. It doesn't get like that. It's 22.7 in Churchill Falls. This is Newfoundland. 24 in Nain. Now, I've been in Newfoundland in November. When it was like November 19th, and it was like 15 degrees back in 2006. So, it's not completely beyond reasonable to see warm weather late in the year up there. I just think that some of these values are a little much. Here we go into Nova Scotia. Antigonish is at 26.4, 30.1 in Greenwood. This is what I'm talking about. Halifax, 28.5, a new record. They broke their old record that's lasted since 1946, 29.4 in the Halifax area. Kejimujik National Park, 29.3. Kentville, 30.3. These are nuts, folks. These are nuts. These are really crazy temperatures. Even Nunavut seeing some high values, which for them isn't high for us, but it's Nunavut. It's the friggin' far north there. Baker Lake, 11.2 degrees in Baker Lake. Ontario, roasting. Ottawa, 29. I got the hiccups because of drinking coffee and then talking. 28 in Prince Edward Island. Quebec, seeing maximum temperature records. 29s in Amqui. Where else hitting near 30? Montreal hitting near 30. Gatineau hitting near 30. Latuque hitting near 30. Here's my Latuk, Maniwaki, 29.9. In BC today, we're watching one sort of like line of cloud and whatnot kind of move out and push its way across up towards the Peace, up towards northern Alberta. But as you can see in the backside of this is some cooler weather, and that's going to push down into BC today. That's going to be our story here. Look at that. The entire U.S. West Coast looking lovely. Although, check out the clouds out there. That is nutty looking. That is really cool. I'm expecting to see a hurricane start to form down here. That may be the edge of the parent storm or the parent system that's going to produce it. Maybe not a hurricane, but a tropical system of some sort. I don't know if it's going to reach hurricane status or not. I shouldn't have said that. I'm just happy any day I get to say Kuchabugiak. There we go. A little bit of rainfall into the Peace there. A little bit of rainfall across northern BC. In behind is that cooler air, and you can see that is where the snow potential is. So on Tuesday, northern Rockies. This is still Tuesday, even though it says Wednesday. Now it might be late in the day Tuesday, so overnight. Do we see some flurries in the Highway 16 corridor east of Prince George? Seems kind of likely. A little bit of rainfall through the Caribou. Yeah, I can see that happening. Some of the big mountains there taking a little bit of snow, and some of that stretching over to Alberta. That's the new low that's going to form. We showed you in the last video we made. That low is going to kind of struggle to get itself coherent and cohesive, and what's going to happen is it's going to more or less form up in the territories up there. And it's going to usher in even cold air, more cold air behind us. So you can see here's the low, and then in behind is the cool air that it's drawing on down. So that's going to help nudge temperatures down. You can see a little bit of snow still. That's Wednesday now in the Chilcotin, in the Coast Mountains, a little bit here in the Caribou Mountains, a little bit in the North Rockies, or in the Rockies. Maybe that's not the North Rockies yet. I guess when you cross that elbow, turn that corner, that's when you're really in the North Rockies. A little bit of snowfall there, though. Is it possible we see a little bit of snowfall falling in the Highway 99 corridor? Yeah, I absolutely think so. Highway 16 into Alberta? Yes, I absolutely think so. We're talking a lot of snow? No, not talking a lot of snow. Some, no. And you can still see a little bit of that ridging, though. Keeps southern BC fairly warm, fairly stable, while this kind of plays out. And then off the coast here, we have this new larger system, larger storm that's going to hang out there, not really impact us too much. Thursday, looking kind of nice for BC. Quick high pressure kind of develops there. It doesn't last too long. Warm ridging going all the way up into the north there, catching a little bit of a break for a day or two, all the way up into Cat. Why are you knocking stuff off of that? I'm trying to make a weather report. Nonetheless, that warmer air going up into the Yukon, going up into the Northwest Territories, but the door gets shut pretty quickly because here's our new low starting to form before the weekend. It's going to form on the BC and Alberta border. In behind it, it's going to draw down cooler air, and now you see a larger snow event coming into the Peace this weekend. A larger snow event. Definitely a little bit of rain for the Caribou. Some of the mountains here taking some good rain and snow mix. And then you go to northern Alberta. On the west side already we got snowfall there, large snow, and bam, all the way down to southern Alberta, southern BC. So I'm expecting that this weekend we're going to see some of the mountain passes on the highways, southern BC getting kind of nasty. If you want to drive into Alberta this weekend, you might want to be taking a northerly route like the way through Dawson Creek, because if you're trying to go through Highway 3 or Highway 1, you're going to run into some of this crappy weather through Rogers Pass and whatnot. Finally making its way on down by the end of the weekend, possibly into the Creston area. So that's kind of what we're looking for. That's your latest update so far on all the bad weather coming. Look at that. Next week, some more snow. We're getting into a snow pattern, folks. In some cases, this is more of a mountain story, but other cases you will find if you're driving on the highways, coming up into higher terrains, higher elevations, higher topography, you're going to run into some of that crappy weather for absolute sure. So as we get into the weekend, closer, we're going to start trying to really forecast for you the first snowfalls of the year and keep you up to date on that, because I think that could be one of our... I mean, this isn't unusual. It's October, high country taking some snow. Nothing unusual is going on here in BC, I don't think necessarily. Rest of Canada, yeah, those warm temperatures are really, really nuts. And just to kind of like contrast what's going on here compared to what's going on everybody else, for everyone else the last couple of days, last couple of weeks. You get the point. Canada's been very warm. We're not seeing that in BC. We're kind of back to more of a pattern we were in March, April, May, June, and even a little bit of July. We're kind of in that pattern right now. We're kind of back into it. We've been in that pattern off and on since, I would say, 2024, July 23rd. when we had a major weather change here, put rain on our fires here in Wells. And that all came because of the way things were changing in the Gulf of Alaska. Now, granted, this isn't following that typical pattern, what's coming up this week, the way it looks on the board, but we're still in a pattern where BC's cooler and rainier than places to the east of us. So we're going to look at Monday by 7 a.m. That's going to give us, kind of a week worth of looking here. And of course, these numbers will change. What's going to happen will change a little bit subtly. But this gives us sort of the impression of where snow is going to be. You can see that a good amount of it's going to settle down in the Kootenays so far, according to models. We'll see if that works itself out. Every day now we're going to start talking, like I say, to give you more forecast on this. 41 centimeters possible in the high country there. I'm sure down by the highways you're going to see less. But I think it's absolutely a sure deal that the Okanagan Connector, that the Coquihalla, that Paulson Summit, that Rogers Pass, Highway 3, you're all going to see a lot of snowfall, I think, in the higher country. 99 possibly. Looks like a good bet for you. Here in the Caribou Mountains, some snow is going to fall here in Wells. I think in the town site itself, most of that snow will be relegated to the Rocky Mountains, to the Caribou Mountains, to the Big Mountains. Same with the northern BC. Most of that snow will get relegated to the Big Mountains, but it is possible you'll see some flurries in Fort St. John. It is possible Dawson Creek sees maybe even 11 centimeters. Will it stick around? No, probably melt off pretty quick. But you're going to be seeing it. And the further you go north, of course, if you're up in Nunavut there, 44 centimeters up there expected in some of those places. Like, wow, okay, now we're talking. Northwest Territories, you are ready for snow. I think you're ready for snow. They've had an endless fire season. I'm concerned that the snow coming too quick may insulate those fires and prevent them from getting put out. I'd love to see it rain and snow off and on, some fluctuations of temperatures. So let's hope that fluctuation thing happens, that we keep getting more moisture in the ground there. But all the way down into Washington State, all the way down in the United States, Idaho mountain seeing some snowfall, Oregon mountain seeing some snowfall too. Okay, that's all I'm telling you for today. Become a channel member, please. I need the help. I need the support. If you want to financially donate to me, Joey Only Outlaw Band at gmail.com. I would appreciate any donation you send to me. I love gifts. I love letters. I got a letter here I haven't read yet that I'm going to read to everybody, I think, later today. You can always send me, fan mail, letters, donations, maybe not love notes or anything creepy like that, because I'm a pretty private guy. I'm not here to be everyone's... I'm not making weather forecasts out of hopes that I'll be dating around. So no, please, no hitting on me. Joey Only, Box 82, Wells, BC, V05 2RO. Okay, that's the show. Thanks, everybody. Bye.